He didn't put his arm up. Peter Norman, after a national record of just over 20 seconds in the gold medal race, it wasn't his place to put his arm up. Peter Norman didn't put his arm up. In that historic shot, as the two black men made the salute that meant everything to them as the Star-Spangled Banner echoed around the Olympic Stadium, Mexico City, Tommie Smith and John Carlos inviting immortality, but Peter Norman didn't put his arm up. Peter Norman didn't put his arm up. And why should he have? This wasn't about him, Tommie Smith and John Carlos. This wasn't about them. This was deeper. This was a much longer run. This was a much harder fight, standing up for the oppressed, standing up for civil rights, and Peter Norman didn't put his arm up. He knew this wasn't his race, this wasn't his battle, but Peter Norman knew enough to know that this mattered. A silver medal round his neck, a badge upon his chest, stood with them proudly, head bowed instead because he didn't put his arm up. And in the minutes beforehand, waiting in the tunnel, hearing the whispers of what was to come, he said, I won't stop you. I won't override. He said, I'll stand with you. He said, I'm on your side. Then a pair of gloves forgotten, protest not going as planned, it was Peter that suggested, just use the other hand. And so was born that image iconic, a globally broadcast statement of defiance, one left fist raised, one right fist raised, and one not with his arm up. And certain people didn't like it, kicked them off a team in 4 years' time, tried to kill their dream, and folks back home, they turned on them, but they're not fit to lace the spikes of them. Carlos, Norman, Smith, brave medal-winning free, courageous men of the podium, stood on the right side of history, side by side, and Peter Norman didn't put his arm up. The quiet Australian, an inspiration. If his name's been forgotten, let's remember his lesson. Solidarity, together, gay and straight, white and black. We won't steal your voice, but we'll always have your back. We won't put our arms up, but bow our heads and play our part. Wearing badges in days like these is not enough, but it's a start, so stand up. Stand together, stand up for each other. Stand tall, stand proud, stand strong, stand tough, because sometimes standing is enough.